Syracuse enters their third game, still looking for their first win. Binghamton looks to be just the second PBLA team to start 2-0. Tonight, the first installment of the I-81 rivalry, Syracuse at Binghamton on Lacrosse TV's PBLA Game of the Week, coming up. Hello, lacrosse friends, and welcome to the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Sean Duffy here in Binghamton, New York, where the Bombers, a perfect 1-0 as they defeated Elmira 15-14 on opening weekend, will look to get their second straight win. Syracuse, meanwhile, is 0-2, having lost to the Jim Thorpe All-Americans in the first ever PBLA game, 15-12, and then they faced Elmira last week and lost 16-11. Sean, should be an exciting matchup, and interesting to see every week the adjustments teams are making.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one, especially the fact that it is going to be, like you mentioned, the I-81 rivalry. It's going to be something that's going to hopefully be a brewing rivalry as the year goes along between Binghamton and Cuse.
So the starting goaltenders tonight for the Syracuse Spark, the visiting team, going left to right on your screen to start and wearing the very bright orange jerseys, a very Syracuse look, is Edmund Cathers. And at the other end for the hometown Binghamton Bombers, Jake Lazor, former U.S. national teamer, and a real veteran presence back there between the pipes.
He played absolutely awesome last game. I'm looking for another great performance tonight.
Cam Simpson will take the draw for the Bombers. He is up against Dan Rogers. Those two have been longtime teammates with the Onondaga Redhawks. So interesting to see them. Of course, lots of guys going up against former teammates and former opponents going up against playing together now. On teams.
Yeah, it's always weird when you're staring across a guy that you're so familiar with and playing with.
Rogers pulls in, the ball scooped up by Tim Zimmel, and Syracuse has the first possession. If you've watched the first couple of games, you'll see a big difference this week, as Syracuse has been going with a bit of a different style, trying to get O&D guys out there and lots of pile up around the bench. But now they're going with three lines, and a key player for them, a key addition, just had the ball. Number 11, no name on his jersey, he's just been added, Vaughn Harris. Lots of experience in Canadian lacrosse and the National Lacrosse League. He takes the first shot. It's a hard one, but it's wide and gets up into the Syracuse bench. Leland Powlis will take it for Binghamton. He was with the Rochester Nighthawks before, and here's Tyler Hill with the rip. That one stopped by Cathers. Ty Thompson tries to reach in, but it's scooped up by Jay Chubb. Casey Swamp with the outlet pass to Caleb Benedict. Syracuse sets back up. One of the things you'll notice, a lot of transition. We'll talk about the rules. They're a little different in this league than in other leagues. There are two really key ones that we'll get to. Here comes, looks like a shot. Nope, he's going to peel back and pass across. And Donahue is stopped by Jake Lazor. That's too sharp.
You can see Cuse is definitely trying to get action in front of the net, like you mentioned. They're trying to muddy up the water in there.
Into the offensive zone, Tyler Hill. If you recognize the name, he was Jimmy Silverfoot in Crooked Arrows, which, hard to believe, almost 11 years ago now that came out.
One of our favorite movies in the Duffy household.
Great film, great film. Last down low, nice chance for Ross Parsons, who is the lone Netherlands national teamer playing for the Netherlands head coach, Neil Powlis, who is also the head coach of this Binghamton club. And he said they're doing some different stuff. We'll talk about that in a bit as well, to try and adjust to the rules. We'll get to the rules first. Big rebound comes out to Zach Hobbs. He's going to get a pick from Tim Zimmel. Tries to get underneath, drives to the net, shoots. It's good. Bouncer low, stayed out of the crease, and it is 1-0 Spark.
Yeah, I love that screen there set by Zimmel, a local kid out of Shenango Forks area, played lacrosse growing up here. Nice little slip under, easy goal. Yeah, you see here, just Zimmel comes up, sets a screen for Aquina, and takes it to the net, dives in there. It's legal in box lacrosse. You can dive into the crease no matter where you land, as long as the ball goes in first.
Great little bouncer, gets it underneath, and of course you can't run into the goalie. Just incidental contact there, though. Neil Powlis and his staff may have disagreed. The Bombers and the fans might have thought there was some contact with the goalie, but not too much. And it's 1-0. That passes behind Skylar Thomas. It is grabbed there by Ryan Masizik. and he is going to hustle up the floor. One thing Neil Palace said was he had guys like Miss Isaac and Ryan Hotelling, another veteran NLL player, spent 9 years in the NLL, and he said people are saying we have old players, but some of the old guys were the fittest guys on the floor when he ran them into the ground in preseason. Nice pass through the middle, but it's picked off, and they're on the run. It's Vaughn Harris, who can play both ways and be very good at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, you can see Syracuse is playing a very physical game right now on the defensive end.
Yeah, they've wanted to play physical. That's why they added guys like Casey Swamp, the huge defender. Here's a breakaway. Great chance for Hops. And Derek Hops fires it off the backboards. He went through the crease. He looks at the ref, says, I'm not going to play it. He can't be the first guy to play it. So Derek Hops looking to be the first of the Hops brothers to get on the board tonight.
What a beautiful pass there by Thompson.
Sorry, Zachary already has a goal, so he was trying to even things up. One goal and I've missed it. Here's Zimmel coming through. Shot stopped by Lazor, rebound attempt, and Lazor had to be sharp. That one goes behind the net. Caleb Benedict getting an opportunity there. He's kind of banged into the boards, but he pops up and will head back into the defensive zone. Almost picked off there. It is now tipped away, but it was picked up again, and Kilcoyne will come in. Cody Kilcoyne getting himself into some trouble, finds the short pass and makes a little flip to get himself out of it. Here's a chance for J.J. Voigt, passes up to Hotelling. That's a hard rip from the outside. The shot clock's going to run out. It's going to go over and back. Many reasons for Syracuse to get the ball.
Yeah, just look at the pressure they're putting on him defensively. Nobody can get set offensively for Binghamton.
Vaughn Harris telling him to settle it down. It's his first game in this league, and it may be a meeting of the minds. He's telling him to slow it down. Most of the teams and most of the coaches are saying, let's go, push, push, push. He gets a big pick there, and the roll doesn't quite connect with Chubb. I think the pass was there, he just missed it. And then the overhead check gets it loose, but Chubb gets it back up. That's going to be an over and back, and as Sky Sunday goes back to watch it, Binghamton will get the ball. Jeff Geddes looks like he's going to head into the corner to start with it. Another guy who played for the Nighthawks. Played for the Peterborough Timbermen in the Arena Lacrosse League. He is blazing fast. Usually plays a D-transition role. Of course, here you're going to play both ends of the floor a lot more. Jordan Durston sets a pick for him, tries to roll and catches it. Oh, and you can't let Jordan Durston catch that pass. You saw how well he set the seal.
Oh my God! I mean, way to protect your stick, way to give an avenue for somebody to throw a pass in there. Absolutely tremendous. We're going to catch it on replay here. Binghamton just lets him set up here. Durston setting up right in front with a nice screen, little slip, protects the stick, sticks it right in the short side there, elbow high.
Looked like Dylan Donahue kind of ran past Durston. He is so strong, and he has scored some of the more spectacular goals from a few years ago in the National Lacrosse League, but that was a pretty simple little pick and roll, and like you said, just good job protecting the body. Ball's lost there by Ashton Jacobs, but it looks like Simpson may get it back. Big battle. Isaac goes after it, and that's going to be loose ball violation. Loose ball push, and it's going to go to the Bombers with a fresh 30. Here's Jacobs. Get us quickly to Isaac. Jacobs hands it off. Sidearm shot. That's off of the goaltender, Cathers. And up there. No, I guess it must have missed him and just gone off the boards because Syracuse gets the ball, and Zach Hops will take it. Hops looks for Tommy Palisic, and he'll go to the bench. Most teams will play. Players coming onto the floor, play an offensive shift, go back and play defense, and then go up and play D, and then go, then D, then come off, like the old days in the game. Ooh. There's a save by Lazor.
Great, got to find it there, great save.
In the padding, pops it out. So the rule is, that we've been talking about, you have to exit the floor by your defensive bench, the door closest to your goalie, and enter the floor by your offensive bench, offensive door. Here's Derek Hops handing it over. So what that does, of course, takes away the chance to have a forward run to the bench and have a defender go out the other end and gain the length of the bench. When you change, you lose twice the length of the bench because you got to run it, and the other guy's got to go from the offensive zone back. So it really forces guys to come back and play defense. And there have been adjustments. All the teams adjusting to how they're going to manage that. Chubb passes it through to a wide open Harrison. That's trouble, and it's a goal for Syracuse.
Yeah, you see a lot of these teams are setting up these pick and roll situations. I mean, easy by Harris. Nice screen, sets up an easy roll. See Chubb carry it down here, sets up with a nice slip. And there's Harris right there protecting the stick, easy one-on-one with Lazor, and just sticks stick side high.
Such perfect timing on that pick. That's when you coach, we have a timeout, I think, already.
I would assume. I mean, Binghamton's a little rattled right now. They've given up 2 easy pick and roll situations with creating one-on-ones for Lazor in front of the net, and Binghamton's got to regroup defensively here and trying to figure out what they're trying to do on these pick and rolls.
Yeah, I mean, they have been really dominated, and I mean, you can't just go setting picks. Everyone talks about you got to set picks, you got to set hard picks, but timing is so important. You can see Harris just waiting for the perfect moment.
Oh, I mean, they're rolling smoothly here, and they're getting wide open opportunities because of how well they're timing these pick and rolls. It's Stockton and Malone.
Simpson and Ross Creed a draw here. Probably see Harris taking some draws. That one pops loose. Creed trying to come up with it, gets tapped down from behind. Here comes Binghamton in the strip. Nice work there by Tommy Palasek. And now Andrew Davey. Bit of an awkward pass, but it gets over to Cam Simpson. And Binghamton will set up in the offensive zone. Ross Parsons slipping in. Lets it fly, just getting a bit of it. Was Cathers, that's going to get up out of play and fresh 30 and possession for the Bombers.
Color guy is still hot. Color guy, Sean is still hot.
Okay, I'm still hot.
Here's Parsons once again. Little pick, slip pick from Simpson. Now he's going to the net, bounces it, no problem for Cathers. And it's grabbed there by Palasek, who kind of bumps into his own guy, Casey Swamp. Looking up the floor. He's got to beat the 8-second count here. They didn't actually start the 30, but the officials should be counting separate from that, and they do make it up. Hank Delisle will take the pass. Gets it across quickly to Harris, who will be a focal point for this team. He generally is wherever he's playing. Skylar Thomas, who is electric. Great slide to get the hit by Ty Thompson. And Thompson's going to run it up. Ty Thompson, saw him playing the Lac side this year. The best I've seen him in years. He looked fantastic, fit, quick, skilled, sharp. He had a great tournament. It's really interesting to see him playing here and see how he's going to do in the PBLA, especially working with Jordan Durston, who is so difficult to defend with his strength, combination of strength and skill. Here's Aquilina. Oh, he's just going to rip one late in the 30, late-ish. It was blocked, soaked by a defender, and here come the Spark. Dwight Barrow will turn back. You know, Dwight Barrow was taking the NLL draft in the gaps between Joey Capito and Brett Hickey. A couple of fifth-rounders who worked out pretty well. He is a veteran player and a very good lacrosse player. Another shot blocked. Then the big hit from Ashton Jacobs, absolutely flattening Rio Johnson. And ball is out of play. We're going to take the media timeout with this week's PBLA Lacrosse TV Game of the Week from Binghamton. I'm Steven Stamp with Sean Duffy. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to Binghamton. It is the Game of the Week in the PBLA on Lacrosse TV. I'm Steven Stamp with Sean Duffy, and it's 2-1 Syracuse. Pretty lively game so far. The goalies not letting too much get by them. We've seen some high-scoring games, but this one not yet.
Yeah, I mean, Lazor obviously has had a couple goals that have been given up on one-on-one situations off those pick and rolls, which are difficult to cover. Syracuse is doing a very good job defensively. Binghamton hasn't gotten anything, I think, really too close to the crease besides that one that Durston got in there. So we'll hopefully see Binghamton adjust here and get a little bit easier shots.
If you want to be wearing a Binghamton Bombers jersey like the guys are tonight, or a Syracuse Spark in the bright orange, or any of the other teams in the PBLA, they are now available through Uncommon Fit. The same jerseys as the players wear. You can get those. I know there's all the gear is at shop.pbla.com. I'm sure there's a link to it from pbla.com, the main site. And we Yep, those jerseys just starting to be available this week, so pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Bombers look is great. The Syracuse one, you know, a little bright for my eyes, but
I'm getting used to it. I don't mind it. I think it's a pretty nice jersey. It's visible.
Yeah, I know. You're definitely not going to miss anybody wearing those.
I love the Jim Thorpe All-American. Such a classic look.
Yep.
So go around, check everyone, all the teams, get the jersey of your choice. Of course, if you got a team in your town, get out to the games, get the gear. Last week in Elmira, lots of folks wearing the T-shirts, the hoodies, all the Renegades gear, having a lot of fun, as is everyone watching the PBLA this season.
I think it's alive now. Let's play some lacrosse.
Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Steven Stamp with Sean Duffy. Here's Tyler Hill with that sparkly head. I'm not sure I've ever been a big fan of the glittery heads, but they look flashy.
Yeah, I mean, you give the ball away with those kind of heads. I like to keep it ball color.
Right? I think all the heads should be black with black string and black shooters.
Yeah.
Black mesh.
There's a fresh look.
I like it, and I think it makes a big difference in visibility for the fans, like especially if you're new. So much easier to see the ball in that black mesh. I've advocated for having a league try just everybody have all black. We'll see. Or with the orange balls using here, you could go all white. Just something to make the ball visible on the screen for everyone. Hope you all can see the ball all right, as Jeff Geddes has it at the top. And we're back underway with 6 to go here in the first quarter. Serious head fakes from Andrew Davey. Ball's crossed to the far side. Little step fake. Now trying to spin around. It's stripped. It's going to pop loose, and they're going to run out of time. J.J. Boyd will just lob it down. Be caught by Edmund Cathers. He's looking for an outlet. A little bit of pressure from Geddes. Here comes Delisle and the spark. He's heading to the bench. Carmen Papa runs between Davey and Geddes. Skylar Thomas, he has been deadly on the penalty shots and some great, gorgeous plays in the run of play. Here's a dive underneath. There's an attempt by Chubb, but he is stopped by Lazor, who saw that one coming all the way. Here's Geddes for the Bombers.
Syracuse is putting a ton of pressure on Binghamton right now. They can't get anything.
It's tracked down by Ryan Hotaling. I asked him how he's doing. Like, you know, he's an older player, and he said, I feel good. He said, I feel old, but no, I feel good. He's running. He feels fast. He's always been fast. He's always been skilled. Spent his time with New England, Colorado, and there's a shot from the outside. I said Ty Thompson was looking good. He looks great there with the low-to-low into the far corner.
Yeah, Binghamton here obviously having a tough time getting anything inside. Ty takes a shot, rips it low to low, just like you said, right through the 5-hole. Great little shot there. Kind of dipped those shoulders, made it look like he was going to go low to high, and instead he kept it right on the carpet.
And if you're not getting inside, so important to try and get some of those outside shots dropping. As Simpson gets it over, that's a nice pick to get Bill O'Brien off the shooting lane and open up that space. And now Dylan Donahue has it. It's a 3-on-1. Backdoor back to Donahue, the give and go. And he is stopped by Lazor, going quickly back and forth. Didn't go too far to the other side. All the way back. Here's Matthew Bennett. Scores! Bennett, a little bolt of lightning, and he tucks one home. The Bombers have gone up 3-2.
Great call from the Binghamton bench there. I mean, they saw the break happening. Lazor with the great save. Bennett with the early leak out and able to catch that on the fast break. One-on-one with the goalie. Stuck it right in the net. I mean, that was a great call from the Binghamton bench. They saw the play the whole way.
Look at this outlet pass from Jake Lazor. Just waiting patiently to let Bennett get up. And Neil Powers was saying that this kid, Matthew Bennett, I was looking and thinking it was the Matthew Bennett who plays for the Nighthawks in the NLL. It's not. It's a young guy who played for Onondaga Community College, which is a great, obviously, JUCO program. And then went to Limestone Division II, and I believe won a national championship there. And Neil Powers was saying he is dynamite. And now Powers questions momentarily the call and then just says, get back on D, let's go. That's what you need as a coach. Keep your guys focused.
That's right. You got to dial them in.
Skylar Thomas to Hank Delisle. he's been just getting more and more comfortable as he's been playing. We'll see what he can do tonight. I'll tell you, Vaughn Harris being out there is going to open up some space for you. Bouncer right back out to Chubb on the rebound. Scooped up by Hotelli. He looks up the floor to Aquilina. No real transition. Moss is following. He's got him on the far side. He hits him perfectly. Nice shot, just a little bit wide. What a pass by Aquilina to not telegraph what was going on, but hit the man in stride.
Yeah, Moss, a nice trail there. Binghamton caught Syracuse on a change, but just couldn't take the advantage.
Donnie Moss, another veteran player. Another guy who can still move, as you can see out there. Getting back for his D shift. Here's Palasek. Hard cut by Benedict. Gets to Rio Johnson. Dylan Donahue trying to spin. Nice two-man D by Voigt and Aquilina. That rebound pops out. Great check on the rebound, though. Oh, it was Donnie Moss again. Moss having himself a solid start. So Talling gets it ahead to Tyler Hill, and Binghamton changing it up. Hill with the fake, goes behind the net. Still need one more. There it is, Andrew Davey, the fifth guy out.
Syracuse is putting pressure from goal to goal. Binghamton cannot get anything going.
Hill, I guess he saved it. Syracuse doesn't agree. They got people right on the line, as was the ref. They thought that rolled over center.
It looked pretty close to me.
It was close. The head of the stick was straddling the center line. Maybe it hit the ball. I would have said over and back. But either way, Syracuse has the ball now, but it's popped loose. Big check, takes it away. And the Bombers having another outlet pass from Lazor, but it gets away. Bill O'Brien pressuring Bennett.
Goal to goal, like I said. Syracuse has not let Binghamton get anything.
Great play by Bennett to get out. He was getting in trouble. You got 8 seconds to get across center. He barely made it. Here's Ty Thompson. He's got two righties sitting on the crease. He'll shoot himself. That's no good. But the Bombers get it back. Popped loose. Great D there from Ross Cree, the veteran. From up Onondaga way. Zimmel lost his stick along with the ball. Cree checking along the boards. Scooped out by Ashton Jacobs. Hops with the bouncer. Derek Hops stopped. And Hank Delisle was up the floor. Misisak had to stay with him. Syracuse has it. Delisle's come back and forecheck pressure. Turns it over. A fresh 30 for the Bombers. All kinds of pressure from them.
And Binghamton's turning it up right now, trying to match Syracuse's output right now.
Misisak ducks underneath. Big pick. A little too much from Leland Palace. He is a sturdy fella. Here comes Skylar Thomas with the wheels. Goes back against the green. It's good.
Oh,
what
wow.
a beauty. Skylar Thomas reenacting with that hard twister. A couple of goals he's scored. He is so agile.
Yeah, I mean, Skylar Thompson on the break here. I love those twister shots. I talked about it last week during the broadcast for Binghamton. You put that you put the stick at an angle like that, and it's tough for the goalie to pick up on where you're trying to put it. And Skylar jumping too adds another element to that with the twister. And good goal, Skylar, by breaking up field.
Look at Thomas just go back. You can see the change of pace. Just stays out of the crease long enough for the ball, which did tick off of Lazor to get in, tie things up 3-3. I'm Stephen Stamp with Sean Duffy. Just over a minute to play here in the first. If you want to wear the same gear that these players are wearing, you can get all the hoodies and hats, everything at shop-pbla.com. But as of this week, you can get the jerseys too. You can get your favorite Binghamton Bomber jersey. You can get a Syracuse Spark. You can get the Jim Thorpe All-Americans, whatever you like, through Uncommon Fit, the official jersey supplier of the PBLA. Saw Rachel Valarelli tweeting, if you want to get her Chatterheads jersey, get the 43. She switched it up a little this year. There's Vaughn Harris. Fakes, cuts through the middle. Nice slide by Parsons. No more for his offense. That was a good job, though, because otherwise Vaughn Harris was wide open. Long outside shot from Benedict, stopped by Lazor. Nice scoop from Hotelling, and he whips it ahead. Geddes reaching back for that pass. May have forced that one a little bit, especially since they're into the last 30. Might have wanted to hang on to that.
Yeah, try and have the last shot of the period here, quarter.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a mental error by Geddes. Here is Hank Delisle. He's going to let it rip too. That seems early. Can Bingham get another chance? Syracuse didn't pull the goalie. 4 seconds left. Rio Johnson's got to do something. He'll just let it fly. And he scored one like that on opening night from the far side of the floor at the restraining line where he ripped an underhand and scored with a second to go in the quarter. Doesn't work out this time. We go to the first quarter break. 3-3, the score between Syracuse Spark and Binghamton Bombers. Stephen Stamp with Sean Duffy. We'll be back with the PBLA Lacrosse TV Game of the Week from Binghamton. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Stephen Stamp with Sean Duffy. 3-all after one quarter. It has been an exciting game, and you're seeing both clubs, all the teams in the league, starting to figure out how they want to play under these rules. We talked about how you have to leave the floor by your defensive door of your bench, which of course is switched now. The end is switched because the team's going the opposite way. Syracuse right to left, and Binghamton left to right. Here's Vaughn Harris, gets it across, back for almost on the return pass from Donahue. Didn't quite connect. That's a low outlet pass, but it is picked up by Donnie Moss, who's having a strong game. Then you have to go onto the floor from the offensive door, furthest from your goalie. So it takes away the chance to try to eliminate your opponent's transition and give you great opportunities. Especially here, you can see how far it is from the goaltender to the offensive door where guys are coming out. It's going to be tough for the other team to get back on them. Here's a chance, another save by Edmund Cathers, who's looking sharp. He turns aside that great opportunity. Syracuse into the offensive zone. Dwight Barrow got a little hook on that simple flip pass, but Jay Chubb was able to pick it up. Benedict over to Skylar Thomas, just scored a spectacular goal, as he is wont to do. The feed through the middle, and Hank Delisle feels like he was hit pretty hard in the back. And now there's a penalty coming. And then he gets crossed. Is that Delisle getting the penalty? I think it is.
I mean, the play right now is very, very physical. Both teams are feeling it on both ends. Nobody's getting any free looks at the goal, that's for sure.
So I'm pretty sure Hank Delisle said something after that play when he didn't get the call he would have liked, because that's an unsportsmanlike conduct call. And we'll see. It looked like it might have been 4 minutes. We'll see. I think, no, it's just 2 up there. So I think it was just the 4-8 of Hank Delisle's number that was being indicated. But it's 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. Oh, or is it? Here's the play. That's after the play. He gets cross-checked in the lower back. I probably would have liked to see that one. But actually nothing up there. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 4. It was up for a moment. Oh, it's a penalty shot. That's why. Oh, Ty Thompson off the post. That's why the 2 minutes came down. And that is the other big rule change in this league. Twice per half. And that's the first one, because that's the first penalty that's been called. A team can elect, instead of a minor, to have a penalty shot. If it's a major, they can take the penalty shot and a 2-minute minor. You want to take us through this one?
Yeah, Ty looks to try and get the goalie kind of caught on a quick shot to the corner there. Not really throwing many stick fakes, which you would have thought from Ty Thompson to be doing, but delayed a little bit, hesitation, and goalie was able to step in there, and Gathers saved it.
I think he might have got some iron there.
Yeah, it looked like it bounced off of Gathers' arm, off the pipe there, and then obviously tough break for Binghamton.
So the first penalty shot attempt of the game is turned aside. We've seen a lot of success. I was talking to Neil Powlis before, saying, how do you decide strategically? He said, well, penalty shot, you're probably going to score about 75% of the time. Whereas on a power play, the best in the league, there's a goal. We'll get back to it. Ryan Hotaling with the bouncer. Not much in terms of play developing. They just kind of left him some space, and he took advantage.
Yeah, I mean, normally you wouldn't see somebody just settle for an outside shot like that, but when you got time and room, let it fly, right? Here's Hotaling, obviously just bringing it up. Kilcorn looks across. Nobody stepped up. Breakdown defensively by Syracuse. I mean, everybody's asking who had who, and Hotaling was able to put one in the back of the net.
Yeah, you can see the defenders looking around afterwards like, who was getting Ryan Hotaling? More of a transition guy when he played in the NLL, but he has talent, and he takes advantage there. Here's a chance for Delisle, who's released on the penalty shot after taking that minor for unsportsmanlike. But Neil Powlis was saying, best power play in the league might be a chance here, a save, as Thomas got inside, but might score 40-45%.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're just going to go for the penalty shot pretty much whenever you can. make sure you use your 2 per half.
I kind of like the idea of holding on to them as the game goes along, in the first and second half. But I mean, obviously, if they're about 44%, got to use them.
Derek Hobbs stealing from Sky Sunday, but then it's picked up, goes back to Sunday. Hobbs will pick it up. He still hasn't gained possession. Doesn't really need to. He can just let it go. He is going to grab the ball. He's got Cam Simpson with him. Makes the pass. It gets away from Simpson and will roll all the way to Cathers, who's looking long. Finds Thomas. Hits him, but he is able to come up with it. Couldn't get it to Rio Johnson. Now has it stripped away by Kilcoyne. But wide open Dylan Donahue. We saw the same thing at the other end for Italian, and now it's Donahue with the huge space.
Yeah, Binghamton gets caught here subbing, late delayed sub here, and Donahue was able to take advantage of it coming out of the box, just streaking right down the center of the floor, and I mean, obviously one-on-one with Lazor was able to stick it right by him. I mean, that's just a tough break. I mean, we talk about the differences with the rules of having a sub through that offensive end, but Binghamton was caught trying to make a substitution from that other end, and Donahue took advantage.
Ross Cree out again, face off up against Ashton Jacobs. Jacobs pops it out, can't scoop it, but it does go straight to Cody Kilcoyne, who lobs a pass ahead, gets it through to Davey. And Binghamton will take their time and set up. They still got 23 on the shot clock. Kilcoyne. Binghamton way spread out. They're kind of isolating Ty Thompson, but he gets it stripped and then takes a second pop from Ross Cree. Almost said Garrett. Garrett is here coaching with the Syracuse Spark. Such a beauty. And here, behind the back, nice pass, but it got too far down for Hank Delisle. He's going to go up to Sky Sunday, and Vaughn Harris is in the middle, trying to slip through. Nice defense there to stick with him by Davey. It's going to be a reset. It's no over and back. Syracuse will get a fresh 30 here. And the D is out. Could be a little tired. See if Syracuse can take advantage as Sunday sprints up into the offensive zone, hands it off to Vaughn Harris. That shot turned aside, bounces way out, but Harris, the first one there, goes up in the air. He tracks it down. Delisle trying to hit Skylar Thomas, missed him, but Benedict is there to back it up. That pass doesn't connect either, but comes right back to Benedict. He scores off the backboards to himself and tucks it home.
Another breakdown here defensively by Binghamton. I mean, nobody's communicating on who has who, and obviously Syracuse was able to take advantage off that deflection off the end board there. I mean, tough break for Lazor. He was obviously had 3 great saves on that possession, and then just has that bad bounce here as Syracuse is able to put one in the back of the net.
It is tough for the defenders when the ball goes off the line. You see Benedict tries to make the pass. It doesn't connect with anyone. Comes off the boards. The defenders have to turn and look, but somebody's got to pick up Benedict.
He came streaking right through, and nobody had him defensively. Man, as you mentioned, Binghamton was gassed on that possession for sure.
Everyone looking at the ball, nobody saw him cutting in. It became an easy one. Here's O'Talling as the Sparker up 5-4. Bombers with Geddes right now will try to even things back up.
I just look at the differences defensively too. Syracuse settling and pushing everything outside.
Binghamton setting their own up well outside as well. Not so far getting in quite as much. The two-man game really working for Syracuse. Here's Donahue. Finds Benedict coming off the bench. Open lane again. That one he drifts high, straight across the boards. Now they come to Papa. Got Benedict behind the net. Gets to him. He's looking for a cutter. Goes behind the back, but Palisak takes a pretty big pop from Leland Palis. Outlet pass to Jordan Durston coming off the bench. And that will be a penalty. I think it's illegal substitution.
Durston tried to leak out just a little bit too early as that Binghamton player was coming back to the bench, and now they're going to get called for it.
Neil Palis arguing. And they indicated they're sending him over, but it's going to be the penalty shot. But you can see that as Palis argued, the official pointed right to the change box and said, no, he is out of his area. He's got to be in there. You got to be in the box. So as soon as somebody gets into the change box, you can go. So with a 5-4 lead, Skylar Thomas has been electric on the penalty shots. Here he goes. He's done a little hop, skip, and a jump a lot of times. There it is. And that's one of his favorites, going to the sidearm just inside the far post. And I don't know how that keeps working, but he is so tricky that they're just biting.
Yeah, I mean, that simple head nod with that head and shoulder fake there just got Lazor kind of guessing himself. And obviously, Thompson was able to carry it 2 more feet and 2 more steps and able to put one by him. It's such a tough, when you get that delay there with that outside shot and you can make that goalie freeze, you're able to get one more stick fake in, able to put it right by him.
He's been deadly on those penalty shots. He's only missed 1. Taken all but 1 of the penalty shots for the club, I think, so far, as Caleb Benedict took 1 and succeeded last week. So 6-4 the Spark, looking for their first win, and they have really changed things up.
I mean, they look great right now.
They were going OD, largely had everyone kind of stacked at the bench door, trying to figure out who's going in, who's going out. Kilcoyne loses it. It's grabbed there. And they'll go back the other way. Dan Rogers taking his time. Can't take too long, Dan. There he gets the bouncer head nicely to Lyle, and they'll set up. Ron Kogan was saying we've changed everything about what we're doing. They are going with 3 lines, the red, green, and yellow, or red, green, and blue. And just running the back and forth. It's just the way teams are. That's what Jim Thorpe All-Americans did to them in the first game. It worked so well. And they're trying that system.
I mean, it's the way that you have to play in this league. You can't just do the traditional sub-on, sub-off because you're going to get caught in transition.
Von Harris with the shot off the boards, back to himself, had another chance, but was stopped there. And if you watch the combinations, you'll see combinations for Syracuse where they're playing together quite a bit. A couple of more O-heavy lines, and this one being a bit more of a D-focused line that they've got out there. But Binghamton running something different that we'll get to in a second, as Simpson is just looking for something nice. D by Casey Swamp, his former Peterborough Timberman teammate in the Arena Lacrosse League. Pass across to Cody Kilcoyne. Pretty good fake. The pick and roll by Thompson. Well defended by Jay Chubb. Here comes Casey Swamp.
Just barreling down here.
Looking like a magician with that stick. And he's known for his defense. He's a big, tough player, but he was looking pretty sharp there with the ball in his stick. Donahue takes it from Palasek as Syracuse sets up. There's Caleb Benedict, down to 10 on the shot clock. Underhand shot. Rio Johnson gets it back himself. It was off the goalie, so it's a fresh 30 after the save from Lazor. Tried to pick off that pass, got through, was dangerous for a moment, and remains dangerous. Carmen Papa coming around from behind the net, gets Lazor off his post and just tucks it inside. The Spark are on a bit of a run.
Yeah, the Bombers right now look like they're in trouble. I mean, Papa obviously able to get top side on Lazor. Looks like he kind of came off of his post. Looks like he had a little bit of a bad position there, thinking that Papa was going a little higher stick side. And he was able to stick it side on that near side post there. Yeah, just a hair too high on the post there. Should have been hugging it still just for a half second more.
I think Lazor was thinking Papa didn't really have much of a shooting lane because he had the defender right on him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a hard shot. Papa just saw he had some space. And a little sidearm, shot, just perfectly placed. Penalty coming to Binghamton off the draw.
Not ideal after this run that Syracuse has been on.
I'm thinking if they don't score on this extra man with the goaltender out, they'll probably go to the penalty shot again. That pass doesn't get through. Now it's picked up by Sunday after Chubb couldn't catch it. Here's Von Harris. They've got 8 to shoot. Comes to Harris. Hard rip. It's off the goalie. Oh no, it's over and back. They say it's just off the board. So play will be blown down. The penalty will be adjudicated to Ryan Masizek. Illegal cross check, and we'll see if they opt for the penalty shot again. They will.
Yeah, right now when you're on this kind of run, why not?
Plus, I mean, we haven't seen a lot of penalties called. Both teams playing some pretty disciplined lacrosse, which is making it seem like, maybe you won't get another chance with only 7:40 to go here in the half.
Absolutely, fair take. I mean, this is only, the second penalty of the game. We're in the second quarter.
On this side, yeah, we've only had one the other way. Here's Thomas, Skylar Thomas coming in wide. Fake goes back against the grain, and that one is stopped by Jake Lazor.
Big save.
Thomas, usually he likes the first one. It seems to go far post. Next one back post, and you can see he just didn't get this where he wanted it.
Yeah, he tried again with the same little head shoulder fake, but then actually tried to do the twister there and try to bring it back to that far side post. I mean, right idea, right? You went near side, now try and go far side with that twister. Lazor obviously knew what was coming, good on the scouting report.
Yeah, I think Jake Lazor's been watching some film and saw that, maybe he'd sensed that it was going to be the backside twister again. And I'll tell you, Skylar Thomas has been laying out, like jumping and being fully in the air when he's reaching back across. That one was a little bit more contained. I think that might have been an issue.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, whenever a guy leaves his feet like that for a goalie, your initial thought is, where's he landing? And it kind of puts you in a freeze before you see where the ball's going.
Kilcoyne with it, watched by O'Brien, who turns him back aside. Got to share a Bill O'Brien story with you at some point. I started it a while ago. I saw his brother Kong last week, and Curtis was saying, you started the story, you didn't finish it, we got to get to it. So I promise we will get to it at some point. Here's Kilcoyne. Nice two-man game between O'Brien and Zimmel. Shot stopped. So O'Brien's playing in the blue-white scrimmage in Baltimore at LaxCon a few years ago. Josh Hawkins is on the other side. They're good buddies. O'Brien checks Hawkins into the boards. Hawkins loses the ball, loses his stick. O'Brien had lost his stick. Checks Hawkins into the boards with a shove. The ball's kind of bouncing around, so O'Brien goes to kick the ball, knocks it around the boards. Here comes Benedict getting it back. We will finish. We're going to finish it. There's Donahue with the rip. That's wide. Picked off by Kilcoyne. So he kicks the ball. The official goes over and close play down. Chance for Jordan Durston. He's got a trailer. He's got the guy far side. Pass not quite connecting. And he makes up a call. Oh, what a behind the back rip of an outlet pass. A little too far though for Carmen Papa, who will track it down. He's going to go to the net. Sees the guy coming, slows it down. And he actually mimes like a little kicking motion and then his hand to the side of his head. And it was 5 minutes for kicking in the head. And, it was hilarious. And there's more. Here's Thomas to the net. Oh, what a save. Lazor just gets enough. Thomas can't take the pass here. Now he can. Nice movement by Syracuse. Thomas cutting to the middle. They don't go to him. It's Johnson getting it back on the give and go. Scores! Little low-to-low bouncer past the foot of Lazor.
They're waving it off.
Are they waving it off or are they saying media timeout?
Media timeout, okay.
All right, we'll come back with the rest of that Bill O'Brien, Josh Hawkins story as we take a quick media timeout on Lacrosse TV's PBLA Game of the Week from Binghamton. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Steven Stamp with Sean Duffy. Quick finish to the game with Syracuse, to the story with Syracuse up 8-4. I was talking to Bill O'Brien at center floor after the game, and I said, did you kick Hank in the head? That's Josh Hawkins' nickname. He said, no, I didn't. I kicked the ball. He's like explaining, no, I didn't kick him. And Josh Hawkins walks over about 10 seconds later. First thing he says, Billy, why'd you kick me in the head?
Smart play, veteran move there.
It was pretty funny because Bill was swearing he didn't kick him, and Hank's like, "Yeah, you did. You definitely got me."
I mean, Bill's tall enough; he probably could.
Oh, nice moves, great footwork.
Wow!
What a finish! Is it good? Still no sign. There it is. It is a goal. Holy cow, that's some skill.
Skylar Thompson having a great game right now, right in front of the net, able to create, dance around there. I mean, Binghamton, you think they would start coming sliding with the body here, but obviously Skylar Thomas able to put it in the back of the net.
That footwork and the skill of the hands. Thomas, another Peterborough Timberman. They a bunch of players from the Arena League's Timberman who have come into this league and are really shining. And Thomas, the most of all, I remember seeing him play some Arena League games, and he was playing pretty well. He was getting a lot of assists. A lot of times he's just handling the ball. He had like 8 or 9 assists, between 7 and 9 assists in a couple of games. But he has just been a goal-scoring dynamo here in the PBLA. He is so electric, so quick. Here's Zach Hops. He's got a man with him. He'll go to the net. Isaac with the check. And it's a good check if you don't get called on it. Remember, Syracuse has used both their penalty shot opportunities on penalties for this half. Binghamton still got one left, right?
Yeah, yes.
And they didn't score. Thomas, 1 for 2. Oh. Big hit on the loose ball attempt. That one gets away from everyone, and Cam Simpson has it. He's heading up the floor, protecting the ball from Carmen Papa, trying the wrap check. Simpson, no stranger to carrying the ball. He will often go through 2, 3, 4 defenders opponents to get a good shot on net. Sometimes too much so, a little too confident in his ability, and can kind of grind the offense to a halt. Oh, but boy, that one's blocked out front. That won't be an over and back unless he picks it up and steps over. He doesn't. Leland Palace heads up play. They're running out of time, and the shot clock going to 30 will expire.
That was about the first Binghamton possession they've had in the last 10 minutes, I'd say, and not a great one.
Simpson, though, at times he will do that and just create spectacular plays.
Yeah,
going through a bunch of guys.
You get pinned up against the boards like that, you're in a tough situation. I mean, Syracuse is putting on so much pressure right now defensively.
9-4 and a 10-4. Von Harris, we said he'd make a difference. He is looking sharp and better as we go, extending the lead for Syracuse.
Binghamton needs to do something right now to regroup, because, I mean, these goals right now are just lackadaisical defensive possessions. Obviously, Syracuse is just setting up their offense. Von Harris is set up right in the middle of the floor there. Nobody's covering him. Able to stick one right by Lazor here. I mean, he just literally cuts right off up the middle. Nobody's covering him. Wide open.
There's no defender in the middle of the floor.
I mean, there's nobody near him.
And both the crease guys, I get it. You got to be back in the crease watching things, but boy, you can't just let Von Harris catch that ball. He is deadly.
I mean, nobody's matching up. Nobody's talking on who has who, and it's easy possessions right now for Syracuse.
They've got it back again. Rogers takes the pass, gets a bump, but it hangs on to the ball. He's going to fight his way through, switches hands, makes the pass over to Benedict. He'll whip one to the far side, and here's Zach Hops who'll leave it and go for a change. Sky Sunday to Caleb Benedict. Papa, here's a guy Ron Cogan has mentioned, is wondering how he would do. Thought he'd be okay. He's been really good in the PBLA. Here's Donahue. Nice slide help by Cody Kilcoyne, but they leave Papa wide open on the back door. Lazor had to make a pretty good save. Binghamton's used their timeout for the half already. Remember, they took it very early in the first half of the first quarter, so they can't even use that timeout to try and change momentum. You get one per half.
I would have thought that save on that fast break opportunity would have been a rallying cry, but unfortunately it has not panned out.
Ty Thompson and Jeff Geddes, he rips one, but no problem. Again, the outside shot. Edmund Cathers settling in, saw that one all the way. Nice run from Dylan Donahue, fights through the check from Isaac. And just steps away. He's going to look for somebody. I think he'll go for a change. He will. So Syracuse doing a nice job sticking with their lines. It can get tricky when you go with the lines. If somebody stays out, it can mess things up.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're running smooth ship right now.
Another chance for Thomas. A big save by Lazor. And the outlet pass to Andrew Davey. He has to take it on a hop. He's 1-on-3, but he's got Durston coming off the bench. Probably smart not to try and push that one through. They'll change it up and set up the O. Coming to the final 2 minutes of the half. Drive to the net. Crease violation on Moss, and it's Syracuse ball again. Rogers, Dan Rogers, the first guy out of the bench. Interesting. He and Bill O'Brien out there. Not usually very offensive guys, but they were both looking pretty comfortable trying to set something up. Big pick by O'Brien on Ross Parsons. A pair of big bodies. That shot was wide. Binghamton will go the other way, trailing by 6.
Up 10-4, you can get those defensive guys some offensive run here.
Again, they're going the 3 lines, and that's going to be an 8-second count. What a forecheck from Zimmel and O'Brien. And Garrett Cree saying, everybody off. Let's get the O out. Here comes Palasek off the bench to take the pass. Carmen Papa trailing him. I think they're going to look to Papa. They do. Goes over to Rio Johnson. He's a little unorthodox, but boy, he can do some damage. That little bouncer may have been tipped on the way in, but they get it back. Benedict. Oh, they got a fresh start. There's another one that's off the post. Palasek will track it down. Minute 12 to go as he picks up that ball.
Tough defensive possessions here for Binghamton back-to-back here. They've been playing a lot of defense.
Benedict feeds it in. Rio Johnson steps back, saved by Lazor. He's at a point. Oh, that's going to be an interference penalty. You can't touch the goalie while he's playing the ball in his crease.
I don't know what Rio's trying to argue. Rio Johnson's trying to argue there. Obviously, Lazor was very much still in the crease with that foot.
I think he's saying, I was just running and he put his stick out, but you got to avoid that. We'll probably have the other penalty shot. Yep, he's coming back out with only 55 seconds to go in the half. Obviously, they're going to have a penalty shot. Ty Thompson, who was stymied last time, maybe by Cathers, maybe by the crossbar. Either way, didn't go in. We'll see what he can do this time. Skylar Thomas is 1 for 2. Can Ty Thompson match him with a 1 for 2? Comes wide. Cathers hugging his post. Oh, another nice save, a similar move, and Cathers held on to the post to the last second and went across with him.
Yeah, Ty Thompson obviously tried to set up something similar to what he did earlier, but took a little bit of a wider approach, tried to get that head-shoulder fake, did get Gathers to move, but just wasn't able to stick it by on that stick side.
So we'll have a draw with 55.8 to go. We'll see if whoever gets the ball goes for a quick shot to try the 2-for-1 possession and try and get the last shot of the half. I would think if you're Syracuse, you don't, because you're up by 10.
Sure.
Just go ahead and play your possession. Binghamton, we'll see. There are different schools of thought on it. You have to be within about 10 to 12 seconds, and we might take that much time before anybody gets possession. We'll see. Pops is coming in. Is he going to try it? No, they're going to slow down. Syracuse, Hank DeLau pointing to the top, says, yep, let's set it up, run the O. So if they can get a stop, Binghamton can get Lazor to the bench. It's a long way in the second and third quarters for the goalie, but he'll have some time. Here's Sky Sunday. Nice pick by Vaughn Harris. Pass wasn't there, though. Here's Skylar Thomas, 5 on the shot clock. Harris, back to Thomas. Flip behind the back. Think he saw the hit coming and didn't get it through to Delisle. So with 19.2, Binghamton's got it. Is Lazor going to the bench? Wait a second. I'm sure they used their timeout before.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely remember them using that in the beginning of the first quarter there to try and rally up.
Maybe the refs forgot.
Yeah, maybe a little whoopsies here. Oh.
It should actually be a delay of game penalty. Oh, well, Binghamton will get their timeout. They will try and set things up. And now, Lazor, no problem. He can get to the bench. They can send 6 attackers out and look for a last shot with 16.3 seconds to go. There's Neil Powlis with his foot up on the dasher. And he is a great player. He said he went to the combine for the league, and players were asking him, like, are you going to play or coach? He said, well, we'll see. I've seen him play in the last few years in the Laxton and things. He can still play. In his late 40s now, but former, he's played at such high levels. Coaching the Netherlands, as we mentioned, and apparently the first Indigenous athlete or coach to coach a non-Haudenosaunee team.
Okay.
A national team.
Yeah.
He's coaching the Netherlands for years and years. We had Wayne Cawley, former MSL coach, helping him out as well. But I know Neil's put a lot into that program. So 6-on-5, Binghamton. Matthew Benatel ready to get in some chops from Dan Rogers. Here we go for the final, setting up the final shot of the first half. Tyler Hill over to Simpson. 10 seconds. They'll wait a few more before they go. 7. Now they're going to go. Here's Hill. Boy, Binghamton with 6 guys out there. Not even get much open space, but they do get a look from Thompson. And an attempt at the far net by Eben Cathers. He might be lucky it didn't get, there wasn't much time left because it was picked up by Tyler Hill. That will do it for the first half. I'm Stephen Stamp with Sean Duffy. It is 10-4 for Syracuse in the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. And remember, or in the halftime, Lacrosse TV's Travis Eldridge did sit down a while ago with Coach John Danowski earlier in the week. Talked about a number of topics, including the difficult, challenging process of picking the 23-man roster for the men's U.S. national field team and his outlook for his Duke Blue Devils men's team in 2023. We'll have a portion of that conversation right after this commercial break from the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Welcome back, Lacrosse friends, to the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Stephen Stamp, joined by Sean Duffy. And it is 10-4 for the Syracuse Sparks, looking for their first win and in pretty good position right now, it looks like, to get it.
Yeah, that first half was all Syracuse dominant, especially that second quarter. Syracuse was able to pull away, and I don't think Binghamton had a goal in that second quarter, so hopefully they made some adjustments here at halftime. They took their sweet time coming out here, so hopefully we see some adjustments and Binghamton can make this game a little more competitive.
I think the Bombers got one, because I believe it was 3-3 after the first quarter, right? But that means 7-1.
Yeah.
Second quarter for the Spark. Interesting, the Spark were dominated in the second quarter in their opening game against the Jim Thorpe All-Americans, and then when they played in Elmira last week, they went down 6-0, 7-1 early, but had a great second quarter, actually tied things up 9-9 at the half. But then Elmira kind of pulled away with some penalty trouble from Syracuse. Syracuse will see if they can maintain this lead. Meanwhile, Cam Simpson and the Bombers will try and eat away at it. I'm Steven Stamp with Sean Duffy. This is Ty Thompson. Again, Binghamton setting up outside. Kilcoyne. A bit of a pick. I'm not sure Matthew Bennett knew which player he wanted to pick. Kind of went up not picking anybody. 1 second left. Thompson will just roll it into the corner, and they'll head back and play D. It's interesting there. All five, as we saw, of the Bombers players just go back and play D, so it's not like you have to have people heading to the bench as you toss that ball into the corner. Thompson just roll it down, and they all just backpedal and set up for D. That's one of the things about this league. Huge pick from Delisle. It's going to be too much. He doesn't like it, but it was fairly obvious, and that should be a delay game penalty on Skylar Thomas, but he gets away with it. You can't hang on to the ball when it's a possession call. You got to just put it down. J.J. Voigt with the pass to the far side. Leland Palace will look for someone off the bench. It's Andrew Daviau. I got a little surprised by that one.
Tough to handle there.
Yeah. Here's Geddes. Spin move by Masizek, but it gets away from him, and Delisle's right on and bangs him into the boards. Masizek hangs onto the ball. 5 on the shot clock. You'll get over to J.J. Voigt, and they're going to call an illegal pick on Binghamton. It'll be Syracuse ball, and Jay Chubb's ready to roll. Delisle looking for somebody off the bench. They'll all change. Again, both teams generally going back on, they play offense, go back on D, and then change on the way up to offense. Look at the ball in the stick of Tommy Palasek with the black head, black mesh, black strings. That's what I'm talking about. Makes it easy to see. I know some people don't like it. I like it. Here's Sky Sunday. Get a pick from Rio Johnson. Not much of a pick, so he's just going to pass to the man cut into the middle. Scooped up there by Jake Lazor. Here's Durston off the bench. It's a 2-on-3, 2-on-4. Now Tyler Hill comes to help. Pretty good pick on Benedict. Durston's going to wait, though, as they're still waiting for their fifth guy, Aquilina, who will come out. 15 on the shot clock for Binghamton. You like the patience, you like them working it around, but you got to get some goals. And there's one from Tyler Hill. He of the sparkly head, a nice little toe drag move to get it through and get his shot off.
Yeah, Hill here obviously set up like he was going to take a big winding outside shot here, and little face dodge here, dipped underneath the stick and was able to get one-on-one with Gathers here, and able to stick one in the back of the net. That's a big Binghamton goal when they need one here.
It's a nice cut. As you can see, Carmen Papa thought that Hill was going across the top.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he was going to settle for that outside shot and was able to hold on to it. Great stick fake.
Big one for the Bombers, getting them within 10-5. First goal of the third quarter. Trying to get a little momentum. Things are reset in terms of the penalty shot attempts on penalties. Each team, again, has 2 in this half. They both used their 2 in the first half. And that's a big difference. Skylar Thomas was 1 for 2, but Ty Thompson was stopped on both. There's a little reach around shot. Thomas just missed. It'll be over and back if it's not, but it's grabbed by Vaughn Harris. They're going to get a shot off. That one's blocked, and the 30 will expire. Here comes Hotaling gliding up the floor. A familiar stride from years of lacrosse. A national team member for the U.S. Played in a couple of world championships. Pass through is caught by Thompson. I thought they were actually going to Jordan Durston, and Thompson was open in the middle. Got a shot off Edmund Cathers with the save.
Much better Binghamton possessions here defensively. Offensively could leave a little bit, obviously, that goal, but much better defensive here right now. Syracuse
out of time in the 8-second count, just a little bit too methodical. A lot of these guys not used to that 8-second rule that you have to get across center, and they just ran out of time there. The pass, I don't know if the ball even got there, but they didn't pick it up. Here's a rip from the outside, way wide. Palace tries to get it. It's gonna, he can't pick that up. Yeah, that's an over and back.
he tried to pass it by.
He tried to convince them that, oh yeah, no, it's good. Just very calmly and casually, I'm just gonna pick up the ball. But yeah, no, that was over and back. Hard shot by Johnson. His own rebound comes back to him. and he'll run out and set things up. Zach Hops directing to wait. Penalty coming to Binghamton, the delayed call. So now Edmund Cather is making the long run to the bench. They've got 17, lots of time to set things up. They've only got 4 guys on the floor. There's 5. Got to send one more. There he goes. Hank Delilah's back. They don't need him. Skylar Thomas will do it all on his own from the offside of the floor and just laser a high-to-high.
Yeah. Nice shot here by Skylar Thomas. Obviously free in time and room with wide open hands, able to put one right by Lazor. I mean, that's one that probably Lazor would like to have back. Those outside shots, you know, especially with the smaller goal here, you really got to save right now, especially in this kind of game.
And, you know, it seems a trend these days to guys to go ahead and take a shot on their offside. Normally you want to be over on your strong side, but boy, when you can shoot it like that, I mean, that's just perfectly placed.
Yeah, you got time and room, and the way that you're playing right now, you got the penalty coming. Why not just take one, especially as the shot clock is starting to expire?
I love that angle. You can see he shoots it around. Ashton Jacobs uses a bit of a screen. Bill O'Brien comes up with it, and the Bombers get it back, or sorry, the Spark get it back after the Bombers got the first goal of the quarter. Syracuse gets a goal to even up the third quarter, making 11-5 in the game, and they get the ball back. Von Harris trying to go by past Cam Simpson. He does. No good. They say he's in the crease. Lazor goes after him, and now Von Harris going after. We could have a fight. Yeah. Von Harris and Jake Lazor, the goalie. I have not seen a goalie fight a player. And Lazor pins him.
We got ground and pound action here. UFC's for Saturday, boys.
Lazor not taking kindly to Von Harris going in. Doesn't wait for a teammate to come to his defense. He just comes to Von Harris with the big smile. He's like, I got to fight a goalie.
Hey, you know what, though? Right now, Lazor trying to fire up his team. Obviously, not playing very well, trying to get this team and this crowd back into this game, and I think he might have just done it.
Now, the one thing I wonder about is, see, the refs are discussing this. Here's the play. Harris goes to the net. Lazor actually kind of comes out and initiates the contact. And Von Harris is like, hey, I didn't dive into you. But Lazor's the initiator here. Harris is willing and ready to go, but that is Jake Lazor, like you said, firing up his team. Normally, yeah, Kobe Johnson's coming out because a goaltender has to serve their own majors. I wasn't sure. I've never seen a goalie fight a runner before.
That's a first for me, too. I mean, Lazor obviously standing his ground, not letting accept that dive in there by Vaughn and put his foot down in the sand here, and I love it. Way to fire up your team right now.
I don't think Von Harris did anything wrong. Lazor came out to establish the contact. There's Kobe Johnson between the pipes as Lazor's going to have to go and serve that 5-minute major, and then they'll be able to put him back in. So you love him trying to fire up the crowd, but now Kobe Johnson goes in with no warm-up in his first, I believe, his first PBLA game. We're in the new gear. Dallas Eliak, taking the god of goaltending, taking a role in helping design the gear, going with smaller equipment, also a bit smaller net as you mentioned. Harris wants some water. He worked hard on that. Where is Jake Lazor?
He went to the back. He went into the locker room to fix his padding.
Oh, okay. So they're going to allow somebody to serve it for him? I was wondering if they might have called the instigator penalty on him.
Yeah, I mean, as you see, he definitely popped him right in the back of the head to put him into the ground.
But Harris is a willing combatant, no question. Yeah, there's no instigator there.
I mean, I got a 10-9 Lazor, but, you know, that's just where I stand from up here.
Oh, the takedown pushes him over.
Oh, yeah. Dominant position.
Now, Lazor would have 5 minutes plus in there to fix the gear, so he could have just gone over. I might have made him go to the... And I think they're going to get him. I think Ty Thompson... who is that going over?
It looks like Thompson. Looks like you. Oh no,
Ryan
Hotel. Okay.
He's going over. I think he's telling Jake Lazor, you got to come serve your penalty.
Well, it looked like he was out there with the refs trying to tell them what the course of action was here. Yeah. The veteran on the floor knew what was going on.
So we will have a bit of a delay. It's 11-5. I'm Steven Stamp with Sean Duffy. 10:22 to go, and 2 minutes are going up for Harris. We'll have to hear the announcement. I don't know if he got the initial goal interference penalty, which I wouldn't agree with, but it's hard. It's happening very fast.
Yep.
And you got to stay away. Now, Voigt has gone over to the penalty box. JJ Voigt, is he going in? There's a lot of action down by the door to our left.
Yeah.
They're opening it up.
I think Lazor might be walking his way back out here in a second. Get his equipment all straightened out.
They're looking down the hall. I would think he's coming. The rink attendant at the gate, yeah. They're sending J.J. Voigt back to his bench and saying, no, get your goalie in here. And of course, they'll go for the 5 minutes and then the next hard stoppage.
Yep.
So, things can roll. What are you thinking, Sean? This is your second Bombers game. You've been a long-time fan of pro box lacrosse, watching the NLL, and now a chance for this brand new professional league. What are you thinking so far? What are you making of it?
I really loved it. I mean, the first game that I was able to watch, obviously being here for that Binghamton game, was very exciting. Especially the fact that they played Elmira, so it's going to be a lot of local rivalries here between the Syracuse and Elmira teams. So a lot of fun. It was a high-paced game, 15-14, no unsettled action. It was very exciting. It was a lot quicker than I had anticipated in person, especially with the fact that you can't sub as quick like you do, in the other pro leagues. So it makes guys have to play faster.
So Jake Lazor is back. He is in the box. You can see he's still adjusting things. Vaughn Harris has a smile over there for him. And it will be a power play, a penalty shot by Leland Powless. He misses. So 0 for 3 on the penalty shots are the Bombers. That is huge. You put those 3 goals in, it's an 11-8 game.
I mean, Cathers has given up that free hand without the stick there. I knew exactly what Powless was going for there. He's trying to go for that free side, but just puts it wide over the net with that smaller net. It might be making a difference right now.
So Harris did get the extra minor, which is why Binghamton was able to take that penalty shot, because you can, on a major penalty, you can take the penalty shot plus a 2-minute minor power play, but not if they're offsetting majors. There's no option to take a penalty shot. So that penalty shot was taken as instead of the minor that Vaughn Harris would have had to serve. So they're off for 5 minutes each, and Bill O'Brien fights through some checking. Gets it stripped. He's going out talking to Matthew Bennett.
Bill O'Brien not one to shy away from contact either, as your story earlier.
Yeah. And Bennett's going for checking from behind. And I think what we'll see is a penalty shot there.
If anybody saw the training camp action, Bill O'Brien in a scrimmage, friendly scrimmage, getting into a fight with one of his own teammates.
Not unheard of. Here's O'Brien. You see the check on a great strip by Bennett, and then the push from behind, which is just a mistake. O'Brien doesn't like it. It actually takes out his own teammate, Bennett. O'Brien says, I'll give you a push. You want to go? You should back up. Bennett says, I'm not going to back up.
I'm not one that I would want to mess with in Bill O'Brien. That is for sure.
No. So it looks like they will take the power play. Send Bennett over there. Yeah, for 2 minutes or less.
See, this is where I like it. Early on in the game, early in the quarter, save those penalty shots for later on.
Especially one thing I was saying is, you've got 10 minutes left in the third here. You're up by 6 behind the back pass, but it's good for you to keep them shorthanded for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Take
away chances for them to score. That outlet pass picked off by Thomas behind the back. Another behind the back. Quick stick. Does Sky Sunday get it in? No, it's in Jake Lazor's that leg pad. The fans give him a round of applause for that. The quick post-to-post movement by Kobe Johnson. Sorry, of course, Jake Lazor is in the box serving his major. So the first big challenge for Kobe Johnson.
That was a great save. Johnson getting from post to post, able to get that right inside that shin pad, knee pad there, and able to keep one out of the back of the net.
But nobody for him to pass it to, so he wound up just lobbing it down the floor, and Syracuse is right back to the man advantage. 1:15 to go in the penalty. Thomas fakes it behind the back, down low. Delisle looking for something. Back to up. That time they won't get him stopped. Sky Sunday had more room on a perfect pass from Thomas. It's a power play marker, 12-5, Spark.
Just beautiful ball movement here by the Spark. Obviously just setting up their power play. Binghamton caught on a long shift here after Kobe Johnson had to dump it in the corner, and Syracuse, it was easy. Slim pickings here by passing the ball back and forth, and just a nice easy dump shot right by the post. Nice quick stick there. Just great goal. I mean, Spark right now are just having their way with Binghamton right now.
Remember, you can go to shop-pbla.com or shop.pbla.com to look for league and team merchandise and jerseys like the players wear by Uncommon Fit, the supplier of jerseys to the PBLA, are now available for the fans. You can dress just like your favorite PBLA players. Pick the jersey you like. There's a rip from Thompson, and again, from the outside, and Cathers had no trouble seeing that one.
Nice step up play in his crease.
Great pass ahead to Carmen Papa, off the post. Might have been off the hand of Kobe Johnson first. I think he got a bit.
I think he got a piece there. Great save.
That's a great job by Kobe Johnson, the youngster, to step in. Remember seeing him play in the Founders Cup Canadian Junior B Championship, and he is a tremendous young goaltender. Another guy who was in the Arena Lacrosse League, and had to learn his chops as a senior player. The shot there by Benedict, trying to stay to the crease. Another stop by Johnson. What a job to just come in cold. Play this well. Fresh 30. The behind-the-back pass by Johnson was easily picked off. Great idea, but just not where it needed to be. Here's Durston. He's 1-on-4. He'll go to the net. That's a great job on defense by Dylan Donahue. He was knocked down, but got back up. Durston still with it. Hands it off now to J.J. Voigt. Durston. Floated one
that corner.
Little line wide. That'll be an over and back. It got away from Cam Simpson. He'll just let it roll to his goalie. Kobe Johnson will just watch it roll by. Very calm. That's not going to count if it goes in anyway. Goalies can be very calm. You got to be.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to see that one go in, though. It'd be a bad look, but obviously Kobe, great positioning there on that rollback.
Watching it roll by. Feed through from Thomas, doesn't get there, but it's off a player and back to him. Hotelling out on him. A little screen by Delisle, but nothing opening up, so a hard shot from Thomas. Johnson picking it up in the face of Hank Delisle, landed on his stick, and they're going to call. There's obviously no goalie interference. He's been being knocked down and falling, but it is touching him, so they'll hand it over. And here comes Derek Hops. 1-0. Zach in the Hops family scoring derby tonight. I'm sure Derek would like to get one back. Ross Parsons with a great chance. That was wide open. He may have hesitated for a second because all he's seen is orange. He thought it was Team Netherlands. Thought it was his own goalie. No, he really didn't. He's a little sharper than that. Ross Parsons had a tremendous tournament for Netherlands in the 2019 World Indoor Lacrosse Championship in Langley. Had the pleasure of calling some of their games there. Isaac. Again, Binghamton being kept to the outside. There's Skylar Thomas on D. They're going to go after him. Pick from Isaac. Thompson, what a catch by his hip, but the save by Cathers is again. He saw the shot coming all the way. Didn't say it was graceful, but he made the stop pretty easily.
I mean, hey, a save is a save, right? Yeah. Doesn't matter how it happens.
He's just trying to make sure that doesn't go in, and he falls smartly to the side of his net.
Yeah.
We're past the midway point. Next stoppage, other than the goal, we'll have the media timeout. I'm Stephen Stamp with Sean Duffy. Benedict with a hard rip. Johnson with another save. Do you recall the time the fight happened? Grab there. Parsons looking up the floor. Nobody open. Nice job by Benedict to hustle back and pick up the bomber who was down the floor.
I believe it was around the 10-9 minute mark. It was that little scrap earlier.
Right, I think it was about 10. So another minute or so. And then the stoppage after that, they'll get out. Not that it mattered. I was thinking, normally your goalie goes into the surf. You're kind of worried, but Kobe Johnson's been great. Dive to the net. And that will be the media timeout. A great chance there for Donnie Moss, but it just got away from him. We will go to the break. It's 12-5, 5:55 to go in the third quarter. I'm Stephen Stamp with Sean Duffy. It's the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Welcome back, Lacrosse friends. Third quarter action in the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Stephen Stamp with Sean Duffy. 5:55 to go as we get started again, and a 12-5 lead for the Spark. Looking for their first win of the season after a pair of losses. Here's Zach Hops. Lovely play, but just misses the shot on the outside. Binghamton comes up with it. Forecheck pressure from Bill O'Brien. Nice poised play there by Ryan Hotelling. The veteran will not be flustered. Ty Thompson takes it. J.J. Voigt cutting through the middle, takes a bit of a pop from Bill O'Brien, as players are wont to do. Ty Thompson to the net. Jordan Durston, and they're going after him. And he's going to, I imagine, get the first penalty. They try and get after him, and he just kind of steps away.
I don't know what Durston was doing there exactly with that extra shove on Cathers. I mean, that's one that I probably would have put away and just let it go.
So in this third quarter, he's going to give him a tap. No harm meant. Is there a call being made? Durston's just going to the bench, but that could mean penalty shot. Actually looks like the only penalty might be going to Syracuse. Here's the play.
Yeah, I mean, just a simple screen. Durston with a face dodge, jumps into the net. It looks like he got pushed by one of the Spark players there.
A little bit, but that didn't cause it.
That's one that my old lacrosse coach used to say, hey, how'd he land there, huh?
He got maybe a little push, but they're going to actually have an illegal cross-check call on Dylan Donahue. I don't know how you don't call this on Durston. He gives him a shove.
I thought that was going to be on Durston easily, but looks like Sparker trying to put up it looks like they're not going to take the penalty shot.
Nope. They've used one, right? They had Leland Powless take it.
Oh, that's right, yep.
20 minutes and 8 seconds of game time left, so maybe they're saving that for a bit later, see if they can take advantage of the power play.
I mean, you're 0 for 3, so why not?
Yeah. They set up strong left with Bennett at the top. Matthew Bennett over to Thompson. There's Durston, who generated the fuss. That pass is tipped, goes straight back to Durston. Oh, lovely shot off the head of the stick. A mid to high riser by Jordan Durston. That is the skill that he possesses, and he has the 6th goal to make it a 12-6 game.
Wow, what a goal here by Durston. I mean, he just, obviously the pass gets deflected right back into his stick, and then was able to put on a reach right around O'Brien and used him as a screen to put one right in the top left corner there. I mean, what a crazy scenario here with the lucky bounce of the deflection back into his stick and just, right around O'Brien there with the screen. Cathers didn't even see what was coming.
Everyone just kind of regathering themselves after this strange hop. Here's a chance as the Bombers come away with the ball. You see it down on the left. There's your picture, but it's stripped. Pass ahead to Chubb. He can't quite acquire it. And it's going to be Andrew Davey coming away with the ball from Binghamton. They'll see if they can start a run here. They need one down 12-6, but still 4.5 minutes to go in the third. In the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Go to PBLA.com to check all the schedule, see the Game of the Week. All the results up on the schedule. A pretty nifty little flip pass.
Yeah.
They're going to make him start back here. I thought it was a little early. They have been Cathers. And now Dwight Barrow's covered, but Durston's going to back off as he saw Thomas cut into the middle. You'd rather have Barrow with the ball than Skylar Thomas. Give and go attempt, but it wasn't there. Behind the back shot by Delisle. I'm not sure if that got through the goalie or just the defender. Either way, it's going to be chased down by Thomas. Yeah, that hit somebody and came out.
Yeah, I couldn't tell
why it's over and back.
It sounded like it hit goalie pad.
Even if it was a defender, it shouldn't have been an over and back, but unless it hit a Syracuse player, which I didn't think it did, but ball is loose. They've got a man up the floor. Carmen Papa scored a beauty last week. This one he stopped. Nice save by Kobe Johnson. So even with Jake Lazor released from the box, he's going to open a gate for a while, and they're sticking with the hot hand, the hot stick in between the pipes in Kobe Johnson. Here's Masizek. Over to Kilcoyne. 16 on the shot clock. Lots of time for Binghamton to work with on this possession. Oh, he wanted that shot, but Ross Parsons not able to find anything. A great pass, just pops off the stick of Papa, withstands the check. Beautiful finish. That is lovely. Celebrating from the floor, Carmen Papa. What a play on the beautiful outlet pass.
Tough for Johnson to save two back-to-back one-on-one situations here. I mean, Papa makes a great move by leaving his feet, diving towards the net. Johnson was unable to make a save here. Obviously, great outlet pass. Spark had been looking for that all night, too, and Papa made a great way of protecting his stick and able to stick it on that near side pipe.
He is becoming dangerous, and look at that pass by Edmund Cathers. Papa had to double clutch on it. The hustle by Masizek to get back and try and get the check on, but Papa just withstands it. Masizek loses his footing, and Papa, beautiful finish, 13-6. Spark extend their lead once again. Spark, short for Sparkle Muffins. Sounds a little funny, but it is a pretty nasty looking spider. Very colorful.
Yep.
Cool logo. Is the orange growing on you through the game?
I don't dislike it. I don't know if I'd wear it,
Oh, I mean, if they give it to you, you're going to wear it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I don't mind it. Especially for a Syracuse team.
No, I love it for a Syracuse team. That is correct.
And we're going to have just a loose ball foul call. I think it's a good one. Zimmel was taken down. Kind of got under his legs. I'm not sure he's feeling very good. Looks like he will get up. No, he's taking his time. Yeah, Zimmel kind of had somebody roll under his legs and fell down. Now he is popping up. Trainer coming out with the boot on himself. They say the trainer and the manager coming out. And he says, I'm okay. Here's the play.
Awkward little roll up here, just gets caught right underneath and that leg's pinned on the ground, and obviously you're not landing on much other than blacktop here, so it doesn't feel very good to land on regardless of how hard.
It's kind of like in football when the linemen are all tangled up and then somebody just loses their balance and rolls onto them. Nothing intentional. Hard rip, but no problem for Johnson on the outside shot from Andrew Davey. They're looking up the floor. They've got a man off the bench. Nice hustle getting back though. I think that was Palasek getting him back and taking away the transition chance. And that's what you got to do. You got to hustle back. You can't go to the bench because you never would have stopped him if you're trying to change. Here's Cody Kilcoyne. Nice slide, but the man's left open. Thompson. Oh, what a pickoff. Rio Johnson ahead to Caleb Benedict. He's going to slow it down with a 7-goal lead, less than 2 in the third. Good idea. There's Johnson behind the back. Beautiful finish. Rio Johnson scores some pretty sensational goals, and that's one of them.
Yeah, what a great, another outlet pass by the Spark here. I mean, this is what they've been doing all night. Transition. It's been burning Binghamton. They haven't been able to get back and match up, and obviously just a great behind-the-back shot there. I mean, that's just pretty.
Hey, Syracuse, I talked to Ron Kogan before the game. He said, I'm just going to move over here. So, because they're sharing a hallway, the two teams, he said, I'll talk to you here. We'll move away a bit. But, yeah, we're going with lines of 5. And it is working. And there you can see the transition up the floor. What a pass from Benedict. And I love that they slowed it down. Johnson and Benedict, we're not going to push it when the chance wasn't really there. But then, wide open look. Yeah, you take that one. Fling it behind the back, and Rio Johnson has one. 7-goal lead again for the Spark. Hank Delisle on the far side, watched by Aquilina. Skylar Thomas with the pick. The roll is there. Aquilina, just enough of a grab on, I thought, the jersey, but I don't think it was enough to call a penalty, which means it's a good play.
Yeah, no, it looked fine to me.
It was close. Oh, Jordan Durston wanted that ball. He looked over, kind of rolled his eyes after he didn't get the pass. He's got Matthew Bennett with him. They're 2-on-4. Here comes Donnie Moss. Nice play inside Bennett. That is what Neil Palos was talking about. Electric finish from Matthew Bennett.
I'm not quite sure what was going on here in the back end. Spark and Binghamton left the player on defensively, and Binghamton was playing 2-on-4, and Syracuse was lulled to sleep by the fact that they thought they had the advantage, and obviously Binghamton took advantage. I mean, Durston's looking for the ball right now. He is hungry. I don't know if he hasn't seen it enough tonight, but he obviously wanted it. Nice slip off the screen there by Bennett and able to put one in the back of the net. I mean, this is the best offense that Binghamton looks like they've had all night.
It's strange when Syracuse had such an advantage in numbers that they all went after Jordan Durston. I get it. He's
big guy.
Somebody had better take Matthew Bennett.
I was just such a...
Moss rips one. That one's wide enough. Almost to the rafters. The orange ball getting lost in those orange rafters in the ceiling of this very cool arena. There's Durston. That's a nice save by Cathers. Durston lands in the crease. That's a violation. It'll be Spark ball.
Great stick fake there by Durston, trying to get Syracuse to watch that pass behind him, but obviously good save by the Spark goalie.
Durston, the Wallaceburg, Ontario native, has tons of skill.
Yeah.
He has made some spectacular goals in his career. I was almost joining them in that pantheon. There's Palasek across. Donahue didn't want the shot. Rio Johnson behind the back. It's stopped by Kobe Johnson.
Again!
Whoa! And Kobe Johnson's a big dude.
Yeah.
But look at him moving. Dallas Elliott will love that because he likes to see the move, see the goalie's playing. This is a big goalie making an athletic save.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 shots now that have been post to post that Johnson has had to cover, and those shin pads obviously are a magnet for the ball right now, as that's the second save inside the pads.
Syracuse switching up some players. We got 5 points. Oh, they're going up to 9 seconds on the clock. Kobe Johnson is heading to the bench. They're saying, do you want us to come? And they're saying, yeah, let's get over here. They've got 8. No, it's not starting yet. 8, 7, 6, 5. Hard shot from the outside, and the net's empty. O'Brien. And now I think we have a penalty.
I mean, Binghamton was still trying to make changes. I don't know why they weren't ready off the reset.
Well, because they waited quite a while. Johnson was calling to them. They said, yeah, come over. He went to the bench. It might be an illegal substitution because they knew they didn't have much time, so they sent somebody out. Maybe it was before Johnson was ready, but it doesn't look like that's the call.
Well, and it looked like Simpson was hanging on the defensive end too, so I don't know why they didn't just get the subs on right away.
Yeah, it is a penalty shot.
Okay.
Syracuse called for too many? So that's weird because you don't blow play in if they have too many guys on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know what that sequence was. I'm very confused by all that.
That to me is, well, I think that's an error, but whatever. Here comes Jordan Gerson going to his offside. Now he's coming back down the middle. Unorthodox, interesting, but what a finish. Jordan Gerson had a plan.
Wow.
He puts it into effect, and he is showing you, maybe it may have been a little rusty early in the game. He is sharp as a tack at this point.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's calling for the ball. Obviously took this penalty shot here. Great move. I like the idea of attacking straight on versus coming at that angle. I mean, I know the idea is it increases your angle, but the goalie is able to slide with you as you're coming down. When you attack him straight on, you're looking at the net north and south. It's a lot easier to have angles.
I think it's super weird.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I've never seen a guy do that.
Oh.
Everybody comes from the angle.
Yeah.
But Jordan Gerson, you could tell he knew what he wanted to do. And that was interesting. I was stunned by the whole thing.
To me, I would want to head north and south because I feel like you increase your angle because now the goalie has to play you, not on the pipe. Versus if he's on the pipe, he can slide with you.
I don't know, man, but it worked for Jordan Gerson. You got to have that skill set, I think, to make it happen. It's 14-8 through 3 quarters of play in the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Steven Stamp with Sean Duffy. We'll be back for the final quarter after this quick break.
Here's your score after 3 quarters.
Welcome back to Lacrosse Friends to 4th quarter action in the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. Zimmel comes away with that draw, and Syracuse with a 14-8 lead will start with possession. And now it will be awarded to the Bombers.
Davey playing hide the stick over there in Zimmel's jersey.
Yeah, it was all tangled up. They had to extricate, and now they're ready to go. Zimmel with the check. Go up to Jeff Geddes at the top. Here's Leland Powless. Durston, who's been a catalyst for Binghamton to try to battle back into this one. A diving attempt by Leland Powless, but it's stopped by Cathers. It's loose, and he comes away with it. Dan Rogers points Bill O'Brien up the floor, says, go take a pass, and O'Brien says, no, I'm going to the bench. We're making our change. They're taking his Von Harris off the bench, easily withstands a couple of checks, and they set up. Jay Chubb coming out will take the pass now as he is the 5th man onto the floor. Here's Skylar Thomas, the electric one. They get a shot, it's rolling. Kobe Johnson reaches behind him. That was dangerous. He actually kicked it over with his foot.
I thought he kicked it back in the net there with his heel, but luckily he was able to find the ball.
He did. He almost did, but I think it was rolling in.
Yeah.
If he hadn't, right? It's hard to tell. Here's another look at it. Look, it's rolling in.
He kicked it out.
The heel. That's a big save. And I don't. It looks lucky, but the way he moved, I think he might have known. I mean, it looked intentional.
I'll give it to him.
It seems lucky.
He's playing well enough. I'll say it was on purpose.
All right, I'm in. Brian Hotelling was backing away into the defensive zone while the last few seconds of that 30 ticked away, so no chance for a transition break. But that's okay. Syracuse is happy to let 30 seconds tick by often, but they're going to go to the net with Benedict, rolls out to Donahue. They've got 15 left as they get that possession back. Papa going to the net, passes behind, dunk attempt, it's good. No, there's a crease on Caleb Benedict. He says, throw the challenge flag, coach. Coach says, I don't have one, Caleb, but I believe you.
That was awfully close there. That looked like a good goal to me, but
What a pass by Papa. Oh, that looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was clearly in the back of the net before he touched the crease.
Yeah, I don't think it was the feet either as he dived. I think he's okay at the back. Let's see it. There it is. I think his hand, his elbow might have been down. And we scored the other end. What a turnaround as the Bombers get it on the lower left, and then we'll see the full screen replay. But I thought he may have been down. I think it's a good call.
Yeah, no, that looks like the hands came down on there first before the ball went in, so great call by the goalie. Obviously big save by Johnson on this, or a big call by the refs here. Binghamton now able to come back the other way and get one in the back of the net. Set up here offensively. Obviously, Binghamton's got a plan right now with setting up Durston, who's the hot hand. Oh, well, not Durston, I'm sorry. Binghamton obviously trying to set up on that left side right now. Ashton Jacobs there.
There you go.
Yeah, great move. A little spin move, able to get her a high side and be able to put one behind Gathers.
Yeah, a little reach around.
Yeah.
Edmund Cathers couldn't get to it. Here's Skylar Thomas with the ball, looking to feed. Vaughn Harris will give it back to him. Delisle had to double clutch on that hard pass.
This unit has been very good for the Spark offensively too, so this is a good time to get him on.
That pass off the mark, and Harris throws a little slash at his defender.
Now here's Durston setting up.
There's a shot stopped by Cathers, who's been facing more high-quality chances as the game has gone on. Sky Sunday couldn't catch that outlet pass, and he has a defender all over him. Hustling back was Donnie Moss.
Much better offensive sets here by Binghamton, as you were pointing out. They've been setting up their own stuff here. And
quick stick attempt doesn't quite work out for Leland Powell. It's a 5-goal edge. I believe that's the closest Binghamton's been in a long time.
I would say so. Oh,
that's right in the chest of Edmund Cathers.
Not much for him to do there other than save that ball with his chest.
Just don't get out of the way.
Yeah.
Here's Caleb Benedict hustling in. Ty Thompson trying to take him. Miss Isaac slides across for help, so it's a toss to Donahue. He comes across the top, rips it. It's wide. Is it off? It is off the goalie, so it'll be a fresh 30 as Donahue picks it up. There's some space for Benedict. He's wide on that. That's going to be an over and back. It'll be Binghamton ball.
Yeah, I mean, Johnson obviously coming in here cold after that Lazar fight, able to hold his ground right now, and Binghamton's able to been able to rally ever since that change.
Johnson coming in cold after Lazar got hot?
Yeah, basically.
Heated, anyway.
Yeah.
Here's Ryan Hotelling. Dwight Bureau watching him. There's lots of space in the rip in the goal. That's a shot we've seen Syracuse having all night, and this time it's J.J. Voigt with the opportunity.
Yeah, that's a great, again, now, so Binghamton all night has been settling kind of for these outside shots, really not forcing much inside, but there hasn't been much in front of the net to cause Gathers to have some issues with seeing the ball, but obviously this time Binghamton able to set up their offense, they're able to get top side and time and room, and you can see that they've been successful with those kind of shots.
Little bouncer here.
Yeah. Use the turf to your advantage.
Not sure actually if that got to the turf before it got in. I thought it was a bouncer. I think he might have just slipped it in just inside the post.
Just inside that
mid-shin.
Near side goal there.
Extended battle for this face-off. Cam Simpson trying to win it to himself, but it's popping loose, and it's actually Dan Rogers came away with it, then lost it, gets it back, pops loose. Simpson has it. Big hit, holds on to it. He's got a man, Aquilina, well ahead, all alone. That's a big save because the lead was down to 4. That would have made it 3 in the momentum for Binghamton.
Yeah, that would have been a huge goal there. Aquilina had a great look at the net. Obviously, Cathers able to make a big-time save.
How about the heads-up play by Cam Simpson?
Yeah.
All that scrum, all the battle for the ball to realize he had Aquilina ahead. And we have a man without a stick because it has broken. The shaft snapped or bent anyway, so he had to drop it. With Donnie Moss, and that's going to help contribute to a Skylar Thomas diving goal. Kobe Johnson's been good. I don't know if there's much you can do about that.
Yeah, I mean, this offensive unit, this group in particular has been tremendous for the Spark. Anytime that they've needed a goal, this has been the unit that they've put out there. Obviously, Skylar Thomas able to get on that near side with a little slip off the pick here and able to put that face dodge, or split face dodge right underneath and able to put one by Johnson, sorry.
Oh, The athletic horizontal play by Skylar Thomas, and what a lovely pass by Hank Delisle, recognizing as he had the ball down low, but saw that Thomas was open and the pass needed to be there. Didn't have to be perfect, it had to be quick.
Yeah.
It makes the shovel pass immediately, and that let Thomas go and do his thing. Ross Parsons sees center, he's pinned. Everywhere on the Syracuse bench stepping back, the ball pops out. Here comes Ross Cree. He's 1-on-2. Is he going to try and make something happen? He will. Not sure I love that choice.
One, you want to settle up the offense there, especially after you get a turnover in the possession there with no fast break.
Up by 5, less than 10 to go on your offside. Nobody there to help you get a rebound if you don't score.
Yeah.
Oh! J.J. Voigt's feeling it. That's from a mile downtown. That's practically from the Beer Tree restaurant across the street.
Yeah, I mean, J.J. Voigt, time and room. I mean, I don't know if that's the best shot in the world, but I mean, when he can put one off the turf like that and have a tough bouncer, hard for Gathers to read there, and obviously great goal when Binghamton needed one after that spark goal. Just time, space, hands are free. I mean, Binghamton's been successful when they've had those kind of shots. It's the ones where they're just throwing it at the net because they're up against the shot clock that Gathers have been able to stop easy.
That's a gorgeous rip.
Yeah.
Right in that top corner, and all of a sudden, it's a 4-goal game again. Syracuse has had answers for the most part, but now Binghamton is having responses of their own. They almost get the ball. Ashton Jacobs thought he had it. It was popped out on a good stick check. And here comes Tim Zimmel. He's going to head for the bench after they get possession. And that Skylar Thomas line will head there with Harris and Chubb, Hank Delisle. Fifth guy will be Sky Sunday. He's going now. They've got 15 to shoot. Thomas way on his offside. Looking to Chubb. Chubb wasn't open. Diving attempt. Is it good? No, it is good. It throws me when they shake the head.
Yeah.
I think he's saying, no, he wasn't in the crease. That's a good goal. Phil Hardy with the call.
Man, I mean, Thomas, definitely great move here. Caught the Binghamton. He obviously tried to look like he was going to come around the net there. The Binghamton player went to go meet him, and he stopped on the dime, came back to that near side pipe, and that diving goal there. Man, I thought he was close there, though.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was close, kind of dove across the backside. He changed direction. I think the thing that made it, watch how far across he is when he dives. He's past the midpoint of the net as he jumps.
Wow, yeah, I mean, I didn't realize how far on the other side of the net he was. I mean, Voigt obviously thought he was going to meet him there and try and catch him on the other side of the net, but stops on a dime, jumps halfway across the goal.
The athleticism of Skylar Thomas is tough to deal with. That's a great pass attempt over to Cody Kilcoyne from Cam Simpson. Kilcoyne did eventually get a Dan Rogers out on him. It's still a little odd for me seeing Dan Rogers playing with the contemporary plastic stick with the Onondaga Redhawks, who's always using the wooden stick to great effect. There's a stick from Simpson snapping. He'll have to head to the bench. Oh. Shot clock winding down. They try one, and Papa comes away with a rebound. Big swat from Hops. Benedict. This has been a pretty good group. Again, this is the other kind of offensive-minded group with Rio Johnson and Dylan Donahue, the lefties, along with, Skylar Thomas is out.
Yep.
A little double shifting. Pass to Donahue. Lots of time on the shot clock. Great chance. Palasek shoots. Stopped by Kobe Johnson. I was going to say, he stopped everything except when they're right on top of him.
Yeah.
Even now, when they're right on top of him, he's stopping it.
Yeah, he's playing tremendous right now, helping Binghamton stay in this game.
8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We'll take the media timeout when we get under 7.5, so probably next stoppage. I'm Stephen Stamp with Sean Duffy for the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. The pass goes off of Masizik, and he's going to hustle back. His play's going to be blown in, and Syracuse will get it. They don't have a ball. They're waiting for the one. It went into the stands. They're saying whoever's on the bench has it. Give it to him. It's not. It's up in it with a fan. She's sitting pretty casual. She's got her feet up in the front row and has the ball. Enjoying it. Yeah. She's like, oh, cool. I got a ball. Here's Syracuse trying to extend their lead. They're up by 5 again. Vaughn Harris.
Wow.
Kobe Johnson just stares him down. Behind the back outlet pass. A little bit high risk, but it got there. Tyler Hill can't handle it, but he has time to go pick it up. Had Tyler Hill join me for color commentary in a Laxnigh game a few years ago. That's a crease violation. He stepped on the line. Ty Thompson going to engage with Bureau, gives him a shove, and grabbing the face mask. Are they both going to go, or is it's just Thompson?
Oh, no.
I like Ty Thompson as a player. I think he's smart, but that's not a smart move.
Yeah, not right now. Not when you're down 5 and you're trying to rally, getting one to put yourself in the box.
And Skylar Thomas is heading out. Have they used their 2 penalty shots for the half?
I do not believe so. I think they haven't used one yet.
Okay, and it doesn't look like they will here either. Again, or will they? Now we're going to go to the media timeout. They're going to come back and go to the power play to leave the Bombers down for 2 minutes unless Syracuse can score to extend it. I'm Steven Stamp with Sean Duffy. It's the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. We'll be back in 2 minutes. The I-81 rivalry, the the Hops Family Derby, whatever you want to call it, it's the first one. And so far, the Syracuse Spark with the edge. They're up 16-11 with 7:12 to go, and they are now on the man advantage. Thomas, hard shot, ricochets off the boards. They get it back. There's Harris. He rips one that's off the back of the boards and onto the back side of the mesh. Right, it's off the front of the boards, off the back boards. Oh, nice catch. What? Are you kidding? Derek Hobbs.
How did he get that?
He may be being outscored by his brother, but nobody else in the game has a catch like that. Simpson hard to let it shoots, lands in the crease on the save by Cathers, and here goes the Spark the other way. And again, we're saying, at this point, Syracuse, I think Ron Cogan saying we want them to be shorthanded for 2 minutes because that eats away time where they don't have. It's hard for them to get opportunities to score.
Yeah, absolutely. Smart Syracuse coaching there, knowing what the situations are.
Again, you do get 2 options to take a penalty shot instead of a minor penalty, or you can take a penalty shot and a minor if it's a major. Syracuse gets it back. They've only got 4 to shoot. Behind the back pass from Thomas. Didn't get to Delilah. Comes out to him. He's got time to get it off. Now he's too late. Didn't have time for the pass.
Everything that leaves Thomas's stick leaves hot.
Yeah.
I mean, even that behind the back was cooking.
He is really something. What a season young Skylar Thomas is having.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's been electric tonight. Absolutely. A rallying cry for Syracuse.
And he may have been better in his other games. I mean, he's been dynamic all season. Garrett Cree trying to tell his guys, settle down, take a look. Syracuse wanting to let the clock keep ticking, but you can't just curl up and tuck into your shell. Here's Andrew Davey not finding much. They're just going to go for an offside shot by Donnie Moss. So Durston has it, but he was running out of time. Knew he had to get it away quickly. Missed the net. 5:41 to go. Syracuse comes back up the other way. Carmen Papa will slow it down. Rio Johnson wanted the one in the back door, but wise to wait there.
Interesting Syracuse defensive possession there. They weren't forcing the double team when they were up a man, and their bench was actively saying, sit back, sit back.
Yeah. Hey, let Binghamton stand there for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're back to even strength. Johnson looking up the floor. He wants to not just stop balls, he wants to set something up, but it wasn't there. Derek Hops was up the floor, but he's picked up. Nice job by Dylan Donahue going back. J.J. Voigt hands it off. Voigt's going to cut to the middle, sets a pick on Chubb. Some space there, but Palasek picks him up. Pass off by Matthew Bennett. They cut to the net. Another save by Cathers.
Nice cut there by Thompson, able to get one on the net. Just nice save.
Palasek. Little pop from Geddes, pick from Rogers, and they set up Hops over to Rogers. Bill O'Brien cutting through the middle. This is the more defensive-minded unit for Syracuse. Kind of the third, I guess they'd be the third line, but
yeah,
they're getting a chance here in the rip. That's going to be nodding over and back. Is it a fresh 30? O'Brien's pushed over. It's a penalty coming for a check it from behind by Jeff Geddes, and that, I think it was on the numbers. Wasn't a lot of pressure.
Tough.
Here's Thomas going to the net. The extra attacker is out. Cathers race to the bench. You can get the goalie off in a hurry in the fourth quarter when you're close to your goalie's close to your bench. Underhand shot blocked. Will be picked up by Geddes, and the penalty will be adjudicated. So it's not bad when it's a delayed penalty. It's fine. Your goalie can go.
Yeah.
It does get a little tricky when you think. I didn't actually even think of this until I noticed it in a game that in the fourth, your goalie can get to the bench because your goalie's close to your bench. But then when he comes off, he's got to leave the front door to run back to his net, and somebody's got to go to the back door.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't think of it either until I saw it happening. And I was like, yeah, you got to be careful because that's a long way to go. It's basically at center floor. It's one step from center. So power play again. Syracuse is going to take the 2 minutes of man advantage, get us go to the bench, to the box for a check from behind for 2 or less. Under 4 minutes to go, a 5-goal lead for the Spark. They're pretty patient.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try and set something up here. They're not going to rush anything.
17 to shoot. Harris to Thomas. Backdoor attempt doesn't get through to Sunday. Now they hit Thomas in the slot. Just a little save by Kobe Johnson, who was in perfect position. But it's a fresh 30. Worst case scenario for Binghamton to have Syracuse have another 30. Those sidearm passes and then behind the back, Skylar Thomas is feeling it over to Von Harris.
Definitely in his bag right now.
Behind the net, and a bit of a break for Binghamton. Nicely grabbed there. The forecheck by Thomas, but running through it is Ross Parsons.
Now what do you do if you're Binghamton here? You got to kind of go to the net.
Just go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an early change. That was an early change.
That's the Summer League change. That's the, you go.
That was 10 steps from being legal. Bit of a break for Binghamton, and they did not get called on that one. And Von Harris is so calm under checking pressure from Kilcoyne. He knows he's got that ball, and then he passes it off. And again, Syracuse taking their time. 45 still on the penalty. They're actually sending Von Harris going for a change late in the 30, and Zimmel's just going to come out and play D. To get a fresh 30, Zimmel comes back, and out goes Donahue. Backdoor attempt by Johnson on the quick stick. Thinking about a dunk, whips it behind the back to Benedict. Donahue slowing it down. They got 23 on the shot clock. 2:22 to go in the game. Pass is picked off. Binghamton's heading up the floor. Some pressure. They're going to get it across in time, but the low pass, Ashton Jacobs had to make a good play to catch that. Papa's lost his stick. It's broken. He should and he will head to the bench. Garrett Crease saying, yeah, come on over. We'll get somebody out. Casey Swamp will go.
Thompson.
Hard rip by Ty Thompson. It's off the backboards and rolls out. Nice flip pass attempt. I think it was an attempted pass by Ashton Jacobs to just try and pop it out front, but it didn't get there. Under 2 to play. Now with less than 2 minutes, any penalty of any kind, not just illegal substitution, is, I believe, a penalty shot at this point of the game. Another rule unique to this league, and there is a delayed penalty coming to Binghamton. For this one, they won't have the choice. I think it will just be the penalty shot. Hops over to the far side. They're not pulling the goalie. They're just going to let Cathers wait down there. Just 3 on the shot clock.
Oh.
Diving attempt. Oh, no, they wave it off. Palasek put it in, but they're going to say no goal as he stepped in the crease. Illegal substitution, so it would have been a penalty shot anyway, either way.
Yeah, I don't exactly understand what Binghamton was doing there defensively. I mean, going to double team in the corner, and Palasek kind of rocks him to sleep. And again, I don't know what these in the crease calls. That one foot, was it in? I don't know. It looked like it was a good goal to me.
There's a ball on the floor. The ref has the ball in his hand, and Von Harris says, which one do you want me to take? And then Tommy Palasek, they say, hey, that was probably a good goal. Go out and try and get one now. And this does not count as one of their penalty shot options. It's just because it was illegal substitution. All alone comes in, scores. Beautiful finish. Tommy Palasek past the left shoulder of Kobe Johnson to make it 17-11 and probably the dagger for the Spark.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Syracuse bench letting Palasek get that one back after it was waved off. I mean, great move here, just coming down the floor, again with that head shoulder fake. I mean, you know, yeah, if I'm going for these penalty shots, I'm going for the offhand stick side. Have an advantage as a player where they can't get that stick over there and try and have an extra advantage, but by having extra implement there to try and make a save. Great move.
Palasek, you were talking about you're coming down the middle. That was more down the middle, but it was on his strong side, and then drifted across. And it looked like Ross Cree might just let that one rip, but he pulls it down. Coming up to the final minute of the fourth quarter, and it's 17-11 Spark. Zach Hops on an island. Passes it to Bill Bryan. Oh, Bryan trying to show his hands, but the nice stop by Johnson in the outlet pass. Syracuse just 50 seconds away from their first PBLA win. Tyler Hill has one, trying to get another. He's going to return direction, change direction, look for the pass across. Sidearm shot, Cathers has no trouble with that one.
He has been great on those shots all night, those ones where Binghamton steps high side, and he plays his crease well. He steps out, cuts the angle down.
Final 30, the Spark this has been a huge change. We mentioned it. Dr. Ron Kogan, he said they were changing. They're going 3 lines. They were totally changing the way they played from their first couple of games. They've worked on it in practice. It is looking very sharp. We'll see how it continues as people adjust to them. But what a game. The Bombers going to fall to their first defeat after beating Elmira 15-14 in the opener.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about those adjustments that they made, and I mean, they have executed it on this floor tonight. Syracuse looks like a juggernaut right now.
A 1-2 juggernaut. But they're looking way better than they have.
After those first 2 performances, I mean, this is a much, much better game. I mean, this team looked dangerous.
And adjustments are going to be so critical with the rules in this game, with the adjustments you've got to make. And what a finish for Syracuse. They win 17-11, their first PBLA victory. Tremendous job, Edmund Cathers, and a whole bunch of Spark players playing very well. Kobe Johnson, the highlight on the other end for coming in after the Jake Lazor fight.
Yeah, I mean, you walk away with that just knowing that your backup goaltender can be just as hot as your starter, which is very important in a league where you're probably going to have to use both on some nights.
The teams will shake hands, and we will wrap things up from Binghamton. This is the PBLA Game of the Week on Lacrosse TV. I'm Steven Stamp with Sean Duffy. Thank you so much, lacrosse friends, for being with us. We're going to send it off to whatever you want to do right now, but there is lots more. Go to PBLA.com and enjoy all the action from the PBLA. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.